Only one thing matters. The truth.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Trent the Truth Show. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Trent the Truth Show. I'm your host, Trent the Truth. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're listening from, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify and YouTube. It's the Trent the Truth Show. And while you're doing that, give us some love on social media. It's Trent the Truth on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you search. Real quick, today's episode is brought to you by Shy Soul Cuisine. Are you looking to learn how to eat and cook more healthy, fresh foods? Would you like to learn how to cook more healthy? Shy Soul Cuisine offers interactive dining experiences that merge fun, flavor, and holistic cooking. Visit ShySoulCuisine.com to book your experience for gourmet birthday party, corporate event, and more. Follow our website at ShySoulCuisine.com. Learn, eat, connect. And just like I tell you guys, if you want to be a guest, you want to sponsor an episode, you got any questions, comments, or anything you want me to address, just email me at TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Again, that's TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. And if you're feeling good and you want to bless us, our cash app is Trent the Truth 88. Again, that's Trent the Truth 88. Don't forget to put the $sign in the front. And, for the people out there in TV land, we got the QR code on the screen ready for you to pull your phone out and make that donation from wherever you're watching. But whatever it is you decide to do at the show, whether it's a question, comment, you want to be a guest, sponsor, or you want to make a donation, whatever it is, we truly appreciate any interaction with the Trent the Truth Show. Continuous proof of that. We got the Dean out here with us today, man.
Right on.
Big Chris, what's up, big dog?
What's happening?
How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm glad you had me on the show, baby.
Yes,
what's happening?
Thank you for coming, man. So this is actually, I'm not gonna say blind, but it's our first time meeting. Like I just met you an hour ago,
and we didn't hit it off.
Right on. I got the assist by way of my boy T Davis.
Right on.
Much love to T Davis, man. We go back 30 years. So he hit me up. He told me about you. He said, man, look, I got a good guy, dropping knowledge, dropping gems, giving the game away and all that. I'm like, man, look, bring him on the show.
Right on.
Let me meet him. Let me give him the once over.
Right on.
And, find out what's to him. So, man, what's going on with you, man?
I'm good, man. Hey, listen, blessed, man. I'm glad I met you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is a divine interaction, man.
Definitely.
It was meant to happen.
Definitely.
It was meant to happen.
Definitely. Give me some background, man. What kind of work you do?
Well, first of all, man, my name is Christopher Lyons, but everybody called me the Dean.
Right.
But somehow I got into the school system and worked with kids and children.
Okay.
And my family had a community center. We had a community center.
Okay.
But it led me into CPS where we help children, and that's basically where I've been at it with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's good. Yeah, so man. I know. How long have you been in it?
You could say almost. I would say about 14 years because I worked at the school system and I worked at Arm Arthur's.
Okay.
So that was same thing, children, but different type of atmosphere.
So what I do know, I am a product of Chicago Public Schools.
Okay.
I do know that it can get wild, and I do know the experiences with the students when you are a teacher or you on the staff
right.
of some sort. You get a chance to interact with a lot of kids,
right.
And you find out a lot of these kids be good kids,
right? No bad kids.
Yeah, and you just find out that they may be missing one or two different things that you can give them.
That's right.
Yeah. What I always appreciated, and I still remember them. I still remember the teachers and the people on staff that cared
right.
about the kids. That did a little bit more than what the check said.
Right.
Yeah. So, is that something you do, or?
Oh well, it always starts with the love.
Right.
You got to be called and you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't work with people, let alone children, and you not care.
Right.
So the first thing is you got to love what you do, and I love people and I love the children.
Okay.
So that's what it's all about, relational. You can't be relational if you're not involved and you're not interacting with the children where you totally connect. I say not connected, but you're totally immersed in the work.
Right. You can at least be relatable.
You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be. You have to be relatable.
But over a 14-year span, though, I'm pretty sure the culture in the schools has changed. Like
right.
you've seen kids go from being respectful
Right.
to where the teacher or the principal or whoever will just be able to, hey, y'all cut that out.
Right.
And then they'll cut that out.
Right.
And then you can been in situations of today's environment with kids in schools to where it can go a little bit further.
True.
Kids bringing weapons to school and all
Right.
that other type of stuff. How do you deal with kids in that environment, knowing you've seen both kinds of children?
Well, the funny thing is as a father and as I've been raised, as my father, a lot of things and everything is relational. Once you build a trust and a love and knowing the kids know you care, it opens up the door for them to receive what you offer.
Right.
So without that, you can have all the credentials you want. But if you just strictly credentials without the element of love and caring for them, because it's compassion.
Right.
They listen to people who care. So it's really just about caring and listening. Because kids want you to listen to them. Everybody want to be heard.
Right.
They just want to be heard. And once you hear them out, they're willing to listen to you.
Was there any kids that you felt like was just too far gone?
Never. Never.
So you could reach them.
It teaches you patience.
Okay.
And you have to understand children is a process like life.
Right.
But it makes you pull something different every day.
Okay.
So it's no bad kids. I always tell people it's bad teachers, bad parenting. But that don't mean they're bad, where they can't learn. You just have to, everybody learns at a different level.
Right. You got to keep redirecting.
That's it. And keep pushing.
And it's really just a matter of how much patience the adult has.
Exactly.
Right.
You set the tone, as my son say. He say culture and climate. The environment you set for a child releases them to be free.
Right.
So once you free them up of being defensive, because they come from so much at home, they're dealing with so much. Once you let them know that you have their best interests.
I'll agree with that, because one thing my father used to always say, he used to always tell us there's no such thing as child delinquency.
That's right.
It's parent delinquency.
Facts.
You're not involved. You're not following up behind your kids.
True.
Yeah, like I hear a lot of situations where times where parents, especially when you see stuff on the news where, a child maybe, lost his life to some kind of something happened to him. And he probably was active in the streets. But the mom would get on there, the parent get on there, oh, my baby was an angel.
True.
But pictures and evidence will show
totally different.
a completely different child. So it's like, you're not in touch with your kid. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
A lot of parents, they grow up, a lot of new parents, they will rather just stick a screen in a kid's face, a tablet or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just to,
True.
I guess, pacify them, to keep them out my face.
Right.
Instead of really being with them, showing them things, and they grow up, then the streets then took them.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really parent delinquency.
It is.
I wanna get rid of my kids so I can go have fun instead of really sitting down and being a parent.
That's true.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay, how many?
I have 4.
Okay.
I say, and the thing about that is what makes that more even prevalent to what we're talking about. 3 of my children are not biologically mine.
Okay.
So with that coming, with you say that, you have to be more patient because you're learning them.
Right.
They're not from you. They haven't been with you.
Right.
So, but then I have a child I didn't raise that's biologically mine, but he hasn't been around me either.
Okay.
So even with him, I have to learn and be patient.
Okay.
It teaches to be patient. When you're patient, they will learn, but you got to give them time to grow.
Right.
So when you get time, it's like you plant a seed, you don't get a harvest immediately.
Of
so
course.
You get it in time. That's the way children are. You keep planting seeds every day. You keep nurturing and watering. And every day you start to see little progress. And you have to acknowledge that progress. That's the whole difference. Give them compliments. We dwell on so much negative. If we dwell on some positives, they start to believe in themselves.
That's true.
So belief is everything.
I believe in positive reinforcement.
True. You need it.
People call it ego stroking or whatever, but I feel like when you hear the good things that you're doing, it makes you want to do more.
It does.
And I think it's really that simple.
It is.
So where people who choose not to engage in that, I feel like you're hurting the situation.
True.
Because all it takes is just let that kid know, let that adult know.
Yes.
They doing good. You liked what they did, you enjoyed it, you appreciate it. Sometimes when it don't happen, like you say, the kids, especially with kids.
Especially with you.
Yeah.
But adults want a lot of affirmation.
That's true.
If you really think about it, I heard this lady say one time, she said, children, if they don't do nothing right, if you write his name right on the paper, validate that. If you validate nothing but the negative, what you going to think about?
The negative.
Negative.
Yeah.
So it's all about where I point you, what direction I point you in.
That's true.
So I'm just refocusing on, but you did this right.
Right.
Now let's do the next thing right.
And I think that's important. And that's something I have to keep telling myself because, I got boys. And a lot of times, when I'm showing them different forms of discipline, I try to make sure as I'm telling them about the negative things, I'm showing them where they could be positive.
Yes.
Even as a coach, sometimes, you got to break the kid down just a tad in order to build them back up.
Yes.
But the building them back up part is important. A lot of times people just tear the kid down and
With no build up. And that doesn't work.
No, it don't.
But we're all good at tearing people down.
Why is that though?
Because it's a generational thing. You're going to produce what you are. So if you come from something, I said, my son always tell me it's hard to give something you don't have.
Right.
A lot of adults didn't have good parenting.
Right.
So how they're learning how to be parents on the run. So when they send kids to school, we'll really have to change our hats because now we're becoming parents. And a lot of teachers are young and they don't know how to be parents themselves.
No, they don't.
Exactly. And before, we always talk about when we start school, we always talk about building relationships. If it takes 2 weeks, let it take 2 weeks. But sometimes we're so caught up in trying to get in curriculum. Once you get the relationship, you can push them as far as you want them to go. But it's relational. That's why even the NFL quarterbacks, we can watch Sam Darnold. He went from a losing situation. His career is almost over. He just won a Super Bowl in Seattle.
Right.
Because you get in an environment that builds you up and doesn't tell you and works on what you're good at.
Right.
So it matters. Environment matters.
That's the key.
It does.
That's the key. You did mention something. You said 3 of the 4 didn't come from you.
Right.
So obviously they're your wife's children.
Yes.
Okay. When y'all met and when y'all got together, was it an easy meeting or you had to do,
It's funny
a
you
little
said
bit of work?
Listen, children that are not biologically yours and that you didn't have, and then you're gonna have to love them extra hard.
Yeah.
But the Bible says esteem others more than yourself. So loving hard and giving them something, it's not based on because you're my biological, it's because I love you.
Right.
Love wins out.
Whether you come from me or not.
It doesn't matter because
Right.
it's always going to conquer what they want. Yes, they're frustrated. They don't want their mother with someone else. But once you love them, we didn't have our fallouts, but now they know.
Yeah.
Chris love us.
Yeah.
So that's why I say love has a multitude of faults. I'm with you. So once you see I love you, you start to relinquish some of the pushback that you have.
Right.
So now, so it's all about, that's why I say, man, it ain't about how fast you run. It's how you end.
Right.
So it's easy, but the love and peace, seeking peace is the best thing to do.
Do you think men are still like that today? Like if they meet a woman and then she tell them, I got 3 kids. Do you think they would be more interested?
Not at all.
No, right.
Because a lot of our young men haven't had fathers. So they're taking on the responsibility. They'll deal with you. They'll crack you and want to have sex with you. But as far as being a parental guy, they never had it. So how can you give something? I can't give you a ride. I don't have a car. So how am I going to be a parent and I've never been parented?
Right.
So that means I'm learning why I have some children that what I'm going to do is just avoid the situation. So you're not going to draw closer because you don't know yourself.
And do you think you can pinpoint what time of our lives, what period in society that stopped? Well, because everybody, I got a lot of friends who had bonus dads, stepfathers, or whatever. So it's like that was a thing.
Yeah,
men stepped up. They took care of kids, whether they came from them or not.
True.
Can you recall it when that stopped? When it just
to be honest with
across the nation just slowed down.
When you think about it, I always tell people we think of provision as I pay the roof, I take care of your clothes, but a lot of fathers don't have the foundation either because we take provision as money.
Right.
We don't think about I'm supposed to provide love, caring, support.
Maybe that's what we told.
Because most of our women put emphasis on finances,
the money.
So once I make you financially stable, which men are working, well, what about the love aspect? What about the encouraging part? What about all the necessities that you need to make it in this life?
Right.
Most of our men don't have it either. That's why I tell people LeBron James is a billionaire. How many coaches does he have? He's never had a father in his life. He learned from a neighbor that he moved to in 3rd grade. He learned how to be family through them. He never got it at home. So I tell a lot of things. That's why I admire him so much because he learned, but he took what he learned.
Right. And applied it.
That means everybody's teachable. So A lot of men they can't say they had good fathers. A lot of men haven't had good mothers. And people don't realize I worked in a group home. So when you work in a group home, I tell people somebody dropped the ball, but more than likely, I hate to say it, it's our women, because who's relinquished the power to these children? Because they give your children to the mother, regardless of who's ever the better parent.
Why you feel like you hate to say it?
Because a lot of times, society shows that tearing down our women. That's why now think about it. When our women go down, our children, what happens to society?
It's honestly, when the women go down and it affects the children, it honestly shows a bad reflection on the men. When women struggling, when they going through things, kids don't got their stuff right, they don't ask what the mother's doing. They ask where's the father.
Daddy? But have you ever
teen takeover?
That's true.
What these kids' fathers at?
But when you think about it, you can't miss something you never had.
Right.
And single parenting started in slavery because they was taking the husbands. So the mother been being single. It's what the values in the house. So if you're with me, even if your daddy or mother's alive, but whoever you with, what are you learning from the person you're with?
Right.
And our children are with their mothers, aunties, and grandmas. So our responsibility comes in is where we plant our seed. We have to be more subjective and critical about who we sleep with.
Right.
Because it's not their fault, but we have to monitor who we have children with, because a lot of women are not prepared to be mothers.
That's true. You definitely got to be careful.
If you don't, it will ruin your life. Who you spend and who you share your life with and build children with, it affects you.
That's definitely true.
It's a fact.
This is something that I tell my wife I'm grateful for. I tell her, we be having fun. I say, look, I put the filling in the right cupcake.
That's right. You have to.
You got to know. You can't.
And one thing one thing about it is you don't know what you're going to go through.
That's true.
And I always tell men this. I've been married twice. I've been through divorce twice. But if your foundation is not based on what God is, a lot of it, everything can be blown away. What you're going to have your stability on.
Yeah.
What is your foundation?
Yeah.
We always talk about the three pigs. Who built it on what foundation? What is yours built on? Because trouble will come.
It will come.
It's coming. It's regardless. It's going to come. So yeah, man, listen, man. You're right.
That's what's up. Something that I caught, you said you've been divorced twice.
Yes.
The common denominator that I would feel like in that situation is yourself.
True.
Is it something you're not getting correct, or?
It was my, it's funny you said that. It was want me to make my family the way I wanted it.
Okay.
I was yearning for a family.
Okay.
Because I grew up with a mom and dad. Us being I wanted it so bad that I was willing to try it anyway. Not even digging into what I really needed to do.
Not even making sure everything matched.
It didn't have to.
I'm forcing it.
I want it. Because me and what we want, we try to take it and force it.
Right.
But I realized even in that, it was showing me what my future was. Because I had, my first wife had 4 children, 3 baby daddies.
Okay.
My next wife had a child. But I just said this when I was talking about on Facebook. I said I wanted a family and children so bad because I wanted to mimic what I had growing up.
Right. But
in that, you can't force it. You have to pray about it and ask God to lead you that way, because you will go through some changes. And it doesn't make, no matter if your good intentions don't equal out to making it work.
Right.
So that's why I learned I had to wait. I had to trust God on sending me the right woman, putting the right woman in my path.
Okay.
And that happened.
Okay.
But I was already ready, prepared. Even through my mistakes, I was prepared because she had 3 children and they weren't children.
Right.
They were older. They were like 18. So they was older.
They coming to the door.
Already with
shirt
emotion.
Off.
Already emotions of who they are
He
and
got
how they
his shirt
feel.
off.
He told me, I never forget my son, I love you, Twan. He was like, man, listen, it's my mama. I said, but he's made me more proud than ever. You can get so much out of something that you didn't birth, that you just nurtured, and they start to see the light.
Yeah.
He's made me so happy.
Yeah.
Because he realized Papa Doc, he called me Papa Doc. Papa Doc loves me.
Yeah.
So, and his father is alive.
Mm.
So it's not like they're removed. So that makes it even better when you can compare to say, if you call somebody, you have one phone call, you're going to call me.
Right.
That's why,
pretty good.
That's why I tell people, when men don't do things for accolades and you do it from the purity of your heart, you'll reap the blessing of that.
Definitely.
And we all want to have our own, and I always want somebody to be, but I wouldn't be, like I said before, I wouldn't be so effective with these children because everybody loves their own. But it ain't about how you treat your own. How do you treat someone else?
Facts.
So with that, I always tell men, listen, today our women are having children. You're more than likely going to deal with a woman who have children. And your family ain't your wife anyway. She's not your blood. So you're already used to it because you love her.
Right.
Right. And when you take on a woman, you love what she has and
Right.
what comes with it.
Mm.
That's why you have to pick the right woman, because you have to be willing to accept that.
And okay, that probably was the thing that happened with the first marriage. The second marriage, was it the same situation or?
Attached to the child.
Okay.
I wasn't even looking for a woman. I met her brother and we all became friends. We all went to the same church. But a lot of things, when you're yearning for something, people can like you for what you do
Right.
and being different,
Right.
but they really not connected to you because people are addicted to rejection.
Mm.
And I tell people, you're common. People don't go outside their neighborhood.
Right.
People stay in their comfort zone.
Right.
So when people deal with you, they may say it's different, but it's really not who they are.
That's what's up.
So
Now I'm listening. And you did say you was kind of getting married for the wrong reason.
True.
Yeah. Almost like you was trying to fill something. Was there like
Yes.
some voids in your life where you felt like?
Yes.
What were they?
It was a boy because I had a child in college.
Okay.
I was 21, and she kept him from me. So by her keeping from me, I had a void. I never had my son, and I recently just got him to 20 some years old. We got a relationship.
I wanted a family.
I want a family because that's all I've ever seen and all I've ever known.
Wow.
But it's funny because I said this the other day. I said, my father warned me. He said 3 years before, he said, don't get yourself that takes you a lifetime to get out of. And I never knew what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But the battle I've went through with my child, I went on depressions of frustrated. I never went through this with my father. But I can also say this. It's me doing things out of order.
Okay.
If I'd have waited, my wife, with the right person, that's what makes it. I'm coming home to her and him every day.
Mm.
But when you do it and you don't do it the right way,
Right.
what can you expect?
Right.
It's like driving down a one way. You may get away with it, but you
Sooner or
might
later.
sooner or later you're gonna get a ticket or you're gonna crash.
There's gonna be another car coming down.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when that happens, I always tell men, listen, I ain't trying to tell you no success stories. I'm trying to tell you, when you get with the woman, you can't dictate life like death and sickness. But when you have a woman will play on whatever benefits her that controls you.
Definitely.
Definitely. So but listen, you talking about having an awesome wife and a family. We have been through the changes, but they know I love them.
Yeah.
But your love is not really tested till it's been tried.
Facts.
So I can say I've been tried through the. It's more men married to women that would have children that's not theirs. I can tell them, listen, man, them kids be closer than the ones you birthed, because they can see the difference. They can compare you, even though you're not doing it for that. But they can say, man, Pops love me. He kiss and hug me every day. My father ain't say. They don't need to tell me that, but they show it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, it gives you a gratitude.
Mm. That's what's up.
So yeah.
I hear you. I hear you talk about religion a lot throughout the time we've been sitting around.
Of course.
Was that a heavy part of your life in those marriages, or like were you seeking confirmation in religion before you decided to marry the women, or you were just kind of going off?
Yeah. Like you said, man, I always tell people it ain't based on religion, because I want people to understand that. But your belief system in God,
right?
I tell people it's a playbook on what to do. When you do things out of order, you can almost bank on getting disorder.
Okay.
I was searching for some things that got me in it, that set up a sequence of things in my life.
Mm.
When you make mistakes and you do things, you have to deal with those mistakes and consequences.
That's true.
So now I'm dealing with the consequences. Now, but the Lord was training me to understand. You wouldn't understand God as a keeper if you never went through something. Everything you went through is just natural. You have to go through some mistakes to see that. How did I love you?
Right.
How did I be patient with you? Then you realize, like, I got it. And everything you already doing is already predestined anyway. It's already drawn up. God is not trying to figure it out. It's already going to happen. He already know what's going to happen, what decisions I'm going to make. He knew the mistake I was going to make. But who would ever thought I was going to work in a school with a bunch of children that call me Pops? And that's the nickname my father had from my guys.
Yeah.
See how that works?
But you know what though? See, you just said something. You just said something that kind of confused me. almost like saying God knows we gonna make these mistakes.
Right.
It almost feels like a setup.
Huh?
Almost feel like a setup.
And that's a good point.
Yeah.
But it's not. You know why it is? It's choices. It would be control if he just forced you to do right. You have to pick right.
But if we don't know,
And he knows it. That's why he said, give mercy like I've given it to you. You give mercy because he know you didn't know. I know you grew up in a dysfunctional home. I know you didn't have that and you made the mistake. And I know what you're yearning for. But I'm going to work it for your good. And look how it was preparing me for my wife. She had 3 children.
so even kids that's starving, not eating, not surviving, going through turmoil, disasters, and all of that. You saying it's ordained some kind of way, or
Well, listen, I said, in this life, we're going to have suffering.
right?
Suffering is for a purpose. And you don't need faith for things that you don't, if you already know what's going to happen. You have to believe that it's working for the good. It's going to be bad things happen. That's part of life.
I'm not saying it won't happen.
Exactly.
You just got to know how to be in those times.
But do we think about all the testimonies that come from people who come from struggle? Everybody who makes it, they got a testimony about something they've been through.
That's true.
Look at Kevin Hart. Look at Michael Jordan. His daddy said he don't know a screwdriver from a hammer, but he was yearning for. It's always some challenges. Now challenges are different, but we all got to go through. It would be a perfect world if everything just happened perfectly. So who do you help when it's perfect?
That's pretty good. What do you think is more important though in people's stories? You going down, you going to a seminar to meet somebody famous.
Mhm.
What do you feel like you want to hear more? Their success stories or about their mistakes?
Well, your mistakes are, we was talking about before we was out, mistakes always help you more than your successes.
Right.
It's like the music video. You see Puffy dancing and doing all, you want all the shiny stuff, but you don't see all the work that took place months and months and months. So what we get is an instantaneous gratification that we want right now.
Right.
I said, but nothing happens right now. You have to wait 2 weeks for your paycheck. Patience is everything. And you learn in time.
Okay.
So a lot of your troubles help me better because once I realized, hey man, I like a lot of my guys, I've been to jail or they've been this, you be like, wow, I never knew it. But they see you right now. So they don't see the suffering you've been through. But you can help somebody, hey man, that's like I told you, I said I take chemo twice a day. You looked at me like, what?
Right.
You wouldn't know, just walk in like he's sick. See, that'll let you know, man, you can make it through anything. I tell people we love soldiers. They get a lot of them awards. Everybody like how it looks, but that shows they've been through a lot.
Right. They've been through it.
There you go.
They've been through it.
My man.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. So what I do know, we talked about this, you are married. What are some from your experiences and from what you try to make sure you're doing now? What's from what you know, the culture in marriages
True
today?
that. Well, I always tell men this. First of all, the women is the weaker sex. That don't mean just physically. That means emotionally, mentally, spiritually. We're the head. I tell somebody, have you ever seen somebody live without the head?
Right.
You cut the head off, what do you have? A lot of times it's patience. Your patience will dictate the home because you got to give what you want given back to you.
Right.
So it's just like anything. You set the tone how you want it. Like my son talk about culture and climate. You set the culture how you want it. So in a marriage, you talk how you want to be talked to. You treat them how you want to be treated. That way you can always be the example, even if they do wrong. And I always tell men this, let them do the wrong. Because it's harder for a man when he has to always be apologetic. And it's easy for a woman to say, you know, I messed up. And let her, she'll draw into her femininity. But when we get whimpery, it gets like, see the difference?
Right.
It's easy when I say, I forgive you. But let's not let that happen again.
Right.
But it's different when I keep messing up. Oh, you get small.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, baby.
So now it becomes a different thing.
You were sorry. You were sorry,
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I tell somebody, man, listen, that's why who you marry and who you be with is very important.
Yeah.
It dictates your life. Because the Bible says two can't walk together unless we agree. We here because we agree.
Right.
So if we didn't agree and we didn't get along, how are we gonna do a podcast?
This wouldn't have been. Yeah, no,
this
is
not happening. But we had to agree on some things and we had to jam and see how we realized like, man, we good.
Right.
That's the same way of marriage. And your foundation, as you said, man, it's always gonna be God because when you go through trying times, which you will, I didn't get sick until I got married.
Mm,
So that means, but my wife was in the medical field. See how that chimed?
right.
If she wasn't, I might not went to the doctor.
Or she might not even have had the patience to stick with
And,
you and all of that. Yeah.
and I haven't worked in 3 years.
Yeah.
So when you do that, you build your faith up.
Yeah.
And faith is everything. I said, people, if you don't want to be spiritual, I say, man, watch a football game. My father used to say, it ain't over till it's over. We love a last minute shot. We love a comeback. What you think life is? But you got to have people that believe.
Mm,
I said the Bulls was losing to Utah. Stripped the ball from Karl Malone. What happened? Because we believed.
yeah.
So how you believe is how your family gonna go. But you can't be with a woman that doesn't follow you
Right.
or listen.
But it's up to the man to show her and give her some things to follow. And listen to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's more than money and sex.
Definitely.
But a lot of men hinge it on, I pay the bills. Well, today's women make more money than the men.
That's true.
So
I hear that a lot.
they don't really need you for bills. What they need you for direction, guidance, and love and support.
But see, it takes so long before you could even show that human side of you. And this is what we talk about all the time.
Mhm.
I've had conversations where we talk about vulnerability,
Right.
and trying to explain to men that you more than a check. You
Right.
more than just paying bills and showing up and all that other stuff.
Right.
You can give advice. You have intangible qualities. But I feel like you just gotta have your dollars in order before they even want to know what else you can do.
Right.
And I don't know if that's a good thing, or I don't know. Maybe that's incentive for the men to kind of get their act together. But at the same time, some men never do. So
Sure.
are they just disqualified from that portion of life?
Not at all. What I always tell men this: if that's the case, all rich men wouldn't be divorced or single.
Mm.
So is money really the key? I say Bill Gates is divorced, Bob Johnson of BET divorced. It wasn't lack of money. So I tell people money doesn't keep a relationship.
Or maybe women just be moving the goalposts.
Because you know what? I hate to say it. A lot of women don't really know what it takes to make a relationship. I even tell my own personal wife, I tell her she never seen her mother married, but her mother was married 3 times. But the fact she never saw her married, so what does that tell you? Right? She's never saw it. A lot of what I've learned is what I've saw.
Right.
So it's not based on what you have to see it. That's why I tell people everything you see may not come from your loved ones.
Yeah.
It'll come from outside.
Right.
That's just like what in Boys in the Hood, my man told him, he said, man, when Minister Ty, he said, man, look here. He said, my mom and daddy ain't this. He said, but your grandmother and your grandfather. See, it didn't come from where you wanted, but you still got an opportunity to get taught the right. Now, whether you pick it up or not,
That's on you. Right.
Exactly. Stop, man. We need each other. We need each other. We need each other. Money will not keep you. It can draw you further apart. People break up, marriages break up due to finances.
Oh yeah.
But then that's when you have to have an understanding that we playing catch. So yeah, man, listen. A lot of this is getting us together. Because I tell someone we can't, what the saying, we can't live with them or live without them.
Right.
What does that mean?
Gotta love them, can't kill them.
So when it's like that, what do you do? But you got to pick wisely. If we play with them, what you gonna think they're gonna do best? Know how to play. They don't know how to be serious because they don't have anybody talking to them or courting them. Have a good night. Everything is, I want sex. So what happens? A woman likes sex just like we do. But what about the value system? We have to present the value because at the end of the day, they're gonna want us. They do things for us, for our attention. If we don't give them, I tell a woman, I said, it's funny. I said, if women dealt with men that didn't sell drugs and did wrong, what would men do? But as long as I do wrong and you accept it, well, he got some money. What do? It's about what you're willing to accept.
Mm.
So what you put out there, I say, women, what do you accept? You don't really know. I tell people money's not enough until you realize you want some other things.
Right.
See how that goes?
What do you think is more important in relationships, love or money?
Well, the first thing I always tell people, you got to be equally yoked. We got to have the same belief system. So it's going to be love because love has a multitude of faults. So that means I have to love you through your mistakes and what you don't know so I can help each other. We can, because I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not going to, but that means when you love me, you understand it. We got to do better.
Right.
And love is correction. I tell people love ain't just going along. Love is to say you're a little bogus. You're wrong. But we think love is weak. It's not. It's my strength to say I love you in spite of.
Right.
But that's why the dating process is so important. But usually we skip to sex and we get intertwined first. So now once we have sex, we're connected.
Mm. And see, I asked you that because a lot of men I taught, even thinking back, my freshman algebra teacher,
Right.
rest in peace, Mr. Denton. He always told us, he said, romance without finance gets no chance. And so you hear that, you're taught that, you almost tell yourself, look, before I could even be loved or before I could even experience love, I just got to have my money in order, which is why I asked you that, like,
No, well, it's true. Man don't work, he don't eat. But the thing is, what's more important? That I have a vision of where I'm going? I may not be there yet. But why do I need you if you're not willing to help me? So I should get you when I'm already straight. I don't really need you now. That's why the Lord calls it a help me. So when we build together, it's like building a family.
Right.
We're building toward that. I tell you, share you my dreams. It's like Denzel said one time. He said he went on a date with his wife for the first time. He's saying he ran out of money. She had to pay the bill. Who does he reference to every time?
His wife.
Barack Obama. When he was ready to give up and not be the president, she said, "You're going to be the president."
Oh, yeah.
What did he become?
The president.
She's one of the most popular women. Why? Because he refers to her. So a woman, when you help a man, I didn't say any man, when you help a man that's of value and that has a vision and a purpose and a plan, you're supposed to help her so you can look back and say, we built it together.
Right.
I don't need to be ready-made because why do I need
you?
If I'm already ready-made, how are you going to help me?
Right.
So it balances.
How do you deal with the down times in the marriage?
Well, I can say this. Down times is really not down times. They're always learning times.
Okay.
Because the ups and downs let you know who you are and where you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could guilt trip and make my wife real sad because I didn't lose my job because I did anything wrong. I could be because I'm sick and went through some things and go through chemo. But it's to show her the strength of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's my best time. I tell somebody, you can tell how somebody, when the pressure comes, how do they respond? How do they act? What do they do? Are they running from it? That's why in sports, because we athletes, who runs to the pressure? Who handles the pressure? Right. I said Michael Jordan lost for 8 years. He had to still be Michael Jordan on a day-to-day basis until they started to win. So consistency with us as men is very important, which we don't have a lot of now. We're consistent in making money and working, but we're not consistent in a lot of areas that we're not good in. Because learning as you get older gets harder.
Right.
And you're defensive. That's why I tell people our kids are offended, but a lot of that comes from us too. Men don't like correction. We don't like to be told what to do, how to do it. It's humble because you learn. I tell somebody you learn by what somebody teach you. Why you think the coaches are getting younger? To deal with the younger age kids in sports. Because they're offended. They don't want to be yelled at. We grew up in the era yelled at. They cuss and fuss, didn't care about your feelings, but we had more of a sense of strength, stability.
Right.
Now it's different. So, man, listen, downtimes, man, I was just telling them, we just had some down. Me and my wife, I can't say boo at her. But then I understand and explain it to her to a T. I tell her, just listen to me. My interest and my covering is you. My main job is to take care of you. Trust me. Even if I make a mistake, like my man saying what he's saying, give us right. He said, even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
He said, when I'm wrong,
when I'm wrong, I still could
I'm
be
still
right.
I'm right because I could have been right.
Yeah. So that means I'm trying to make the best decision for us.
Because of my intentions.
So even in that, that's the whole point. So, listen, it's a lot of learning going on. Like they say, you learn every day. You can learn something new every day.
But then see now, I guess the culture and relationships and the state of the world and everything, a lot of times marriage ain't pushed like it once was.
True.
Like almost people, especially a lot of men, they don't really believe that there are benefits in a marriage.
True.
Do you think so?
I know it's benefits.
What are they?
Because first of all, I tell somebody, if you think about it, most men are looking at it from a standpoint of their money. My money, I got to give my money up. I said, but we're givers anyway. They're receivers. A real man wants to give. But when we have a culture about women that's so used to you giving for ultimate goals. But a marriage, when you have something every day, I tell somebody, we used to say, what's better, some for show or something you don't know?
Man.
I say so.
That for sure.
But it's like not knowing where your home is every day. You rather have a stable home every day to go to than to be like, man, where I'm living that day. Yeah, one day you might be in a penthouse. The next day you might be outside.
Yeah.
We have to learn to focus and dive into. Most men who have wives are much more focused.
Yeah.
Because they're not distracted.
Right.
Multiple women, multiple personalities.
Yeah. One thing I will agree on, I feel like me and my wife, we've been together 13 years.
That's a long
And this
time.
is probably the most stability
Right.
that, you know what I'm saying, I felt like I had in my life. Nothing, I don't know, I guess it keeps me on my toes, keeps me ready, keep me going, keep me making sure I'm producing, making sure I'm staying active, because I know it's people under me
That need you.
that need me. Yeah. So it's that level right there that's making you just stay on top of things.
Yes.
Understanding that there is benefits. You are getting taken care of. Like I get a lot of compliments about how I look now. People thinking I'm in the gym 2-3 times a day, only because of how my wife got us eating and got the diet and all of that.
See the helping part?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she can be focused on one man and you can be focused on, so you get to grow and know each other better.
Yeah.
I don't get to know you if I'm dealing with everybody else because I'm not really paying attention to your needs or your struggles or
Exactly.
whatever. I said, so why you think it would be a bad thing?
Exactly. And I'll put that in a barber term. Like I got some clients who I'm not the only barber.
Right.
So when I know I done went weeks without seeing them and they come back to me and they lining is
Push back.
long as Halsted.
Right. Now you like, oh, you went and seen someone else.
Right.
Now I have to fix it.
Right. But see, as that barber that I know for a fact, I'm the only barber cutting his head. I know the head. I know
your texture.
everything.
I know how it goes. I
everything.
already know.
I can learn this client a lot better, a lot faster. I can deliver at a better rate.
Yes. You produce more.
I can produce more.
Because I'm familiar.
Right.
I tell people the unknown will get you every time, but it's just like going somewhere you never know, and then going after you know where to go, it's much faster.
That's true.
Because you know where it's at. But when you don't know, you feel like it's take forever.
Right.
But once you know, you're like, oh man, we right on. Wow, we see the gas station, we make a left. I said, so what brings that familiarity? It's consistency of doing it.
Yeah.
So I tell a man, I said, man, look at boys, what is it? Bad Boys. It looked good that he got a bunch of women, but where he have to go for every holiday? He had to go to Martin's crib. Martin's family was his family.
Right.
So you really want a family. All the women you have and the money you got, when he got shot up, he was like, you dummy, you messed up with the woman. I said, look what you have. You have no support that's going to be there to say, I'll take care of you.
Emptiness.
So that's all we're searching for, men. I tell somebody, man, listen, we want somebody to be there for us. That's all. That's it. I said, but we can't get it when we don't put time into what we're trying to produce.
Right.
You have to nurture and cultivate. How are you going to cultivate if you're cultivating 10, 20 women?
You talking a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience and all of that.
You see this great beard, don't you?
What has happened in your life to make you, I don't know, maybe feel like you got this wisdom to share? Or what were your life experiences that maybe did something happen you like to turn you around? Or
training?
Okay.
They say you get what you put in. When you're trained, you've given the information, but whether you use it or not and how you use it. I had great parents. I had a great father. Great example to tell me and teach me even when I was thinking, but he was observant. You got to be around and watch me say, you'll understand later. And a lot of things I understand more as time goes by. Because you think about what he taught you. Said, makes sense. My father used to tell me all the time, you'll understand later. Women are all the same. He said, when you flip over upside down, they're all the same. Some just know how to work it a little better. Think about that. And he used to tell me this is so funny. He said, you're going to have more problems than me because you have something to compare your wife to. Think about it. This one, she do a little something different. This one do a little something different. Now you get your wife. Now you comparing her to that. Forget all the other stuff. We're basing it on how she acts.
Right.
But if we grow together, that means we grow together and all we know is each other.
Yeah.
So if you ain't never been nowhere but outside this spot, what do you know? Once you get exposed, it can be good or bad. But in relationships, the more we add to it, the more baggage we add.
Right.
And that's never good because I tell somebody, you pay for more luggage on the airport. So you're going to pay for more baggage. I tell people you don't get off free because you carry more weight.
I see why they call you the dean.
Hey, man, listen. Listen.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but it ain't nothing but short for dad.
That's it.
A dad wants you to win more than anything.
Yeah.
I want you to be better than me.
I said this. I posted a picture of my father on Father's Day. He passed 2010. Rest in peace, Pops. But what I learned, the only man that wants you to be better than him is your father.
It's true.
The only man that's going to push you to be better than him. Friends may want success for you.
True.
You may have influences, uncles, whatever. They may push greatness for you and all of that. But the only person that really just wants you to be just completely just better than him,
yes,
is your father. Everybody else will see it as competition to some degree.
True. And I take that with a grain of salt because that's under the structure of a family and everything. But what about the gentlemen that don't have fathers?
That's true.
So then that's why the Bible says, esteem others more than yourself.
Right.
So when you do that, I'm not going to give you half of me. I'm going to give you all of me so you can be. It's only one me. It's only one of you.
What scripture is that?
I don't know where it's found, but it's in there.
Okay. And you being real.
No, I tell somebody, I read for me. And it's a funny thing is, I said, I can't remember. I told you about short-term memory. I said, but I read, but I can always tell you it's in there. If you go look, I promise you it's there. Now, I put my life on it. I said, because if you think about it, you're going to get what you give. So doesn't that go into, it shows you, you can't get something you don't give. How you going to get love and understanding if you don't give any?
You get out what you put in.
Exactly. After an 80-hour week, you want an 80-hour check.
Exactly. You
don't want them to give you 30. You be like, what happened? I work for that.
Yeah.
See how that works?
Yeah.
And that's why I learned so much is when you love other people, it was easy for me to love other people's children because I'm not a bonus dad. I'm a dad that in this season, God gave him to me. So how much am I prepared for that if he gave it to me?
So let me ask you this. Your first wife, she had children?
Yes, 4.
So once that divorce was over, was it over with the kids?
Yes.
Okay.
She didn't want anything to do with it because she went back to a guy. One of my babies is his child. She went back. I mean, he's fresh out of jail.
Okay.
She went back to that.
Okay.
So of course, so she didn't want me involved. And my second wife did the same thing. I said, but it's funny how people know what you bring, but they still don't want you to be involved because you know what? A lot of women don't want to relinquish their children because you know why? They don't want to lose the closeness.
Right.
Because then you have to deal with why my mama leave you? Why it ain't working out? You're a good man. You're a good dad.
And then they gonna ask her that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now
she ain't gonna tell on herself.
Exactly. So if I left him, I'm removing everything.
Right.
That's why I was just talking about that the other day. I was talking about how men, we have to be very careful because most men love their children.
Yeah.
So what is the easiest thing for a woman to use against you?
Your children. Only the good dudes, the fathers that want to be around, the fathers that want to be involved, them be the ones dragged to child support court and thrown through the fire.
Yes.
The father that don't want nothing to do with the kid,
you drop them off.
Won't show up.
That's right.
Won't pay nothing. He not even getting put on child support.
No. But you know what? It's funny because if you ever look at it, people are addicted and attracted to rejection. It's the norm. It's generational. How you call it? Generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
People generation. It's like people on welfare and things saying having babies. If you look into the family lineage, you'll notice that it happened before alcoholics, drug use. It's somewhere in the bloodline.
Yeah.
So what happens is that's familiar.
Mm.
So when you go back, I tell somebody, when you think about what you do, don't you go back to familiar? If you want some hungry, you go to what you familiarly like. Man, I'm a chicken eater. So if I am starving and I don't know what I want, I can always bank on some chicken. I know
some chicken.
Chicken is always going to fix it.
Mm.
So I'm familiar. So we run back to what's familiar.
I like that line. You said people like rejection. You almost sound like Goldie.
It's the truth.
From, what was that, The Mac?
The Mac.
He say, man, Goldie said, and he was talking about women. He said women want to be played. He was on some other shit, but I'm just listening to what you're saying and thinking about trying to relate the two.
Yes.
Almost how, like you say, people like rejection. People, they want to be played. They want to feel the negative, almost like they're expecting to go through it.
What have you seen? If you only been exposed to negative things,
right?
What are you familiar to?
Negativity.
Even if you talk about I'm used to this and I'm used to that, all you do is say, but you never had it. But you're talking what you may want.
Right.
but what you're familiar to.
Right.
None of us is missing $1 million. We never had it.
Right. You can't miss
So
the train
so
of
we can
life.
talk like it, but you don't miss it because you never had it. And if you're never exposed to it, you don't know what it is.
Right.
So a lot of that's why I tell a lot of men, a lot of things our women are portraying, it's not genuine. They're hurt. They're hiding behind everything. So it comes with a balance. But I always tell somebody, if we get our act together, the women have to get their act together.
Yeah. Yeah. Your pop still around?
No, he did.
Okay.
He passed. He's 60 some, early 60s.
Okay.
But
And what year was that?
man, I can't even tell you.
It was a minute ago.
It was. I'm 51 now. I was 30 something.
Okay.
But the funny thing, he died while I was going through my second divorce.
Okay.
And we was going through changes. And I never get him. He was dying. He said, "You fight, I fight."
He was suggesting that you fight for your marriage?
He was saying while I was fighting, he was fighting for his life.
Okay.
But it was to let me know. He always told me it'll all work out in the end. Look where I'm at. I got a beautiful wife, beautiful family. I said, but that's the whole point. Did I want him to die? Of course not. But he's taught me so much that some people never got in one lifetime. He's taught me enough for 5 to 10 lifetimes.
Right.
So the time he didn't give me all the time I wanted, but what I got in a short period of time was more than
I've been able to use. So you said you was in your 30s when you passed.
Yes.
But the knowledge and the love and
wisdom.
everything that he's given me, I can pass on for 50 more years.
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
It is. That's why I seen the picture of your dad. I said, man, we here to give out what we got. Everything we do, from how we walk, what we talk about, what we look at, we're giving it away.
Yeah.
Because we don't know when we're not gonna be able to give it away.
Yeah.
So that keeps me going. That's why I can love on someone. That's why I told you, I said, man, you awesome. I said, because I want you to know you're important.
Right.
But that come from him.
Right.
Because you got to encourage others. And I tell people, when you do that, you receive it.
That's true.
It's automatic.
That's
you
true.
Reap what you sow.
Who are you as a dad?
Man, that's a funny thing. When you say, who am I would say I'm really growing into that because I never had my own biological. So a lot of mine has, you know what is so funny? A lot of my children are the children from school. So it's not a day to day, but when I used to go to work, it was day to day.
Okay.
But I never had my child while I raised him every day.
Right, because you said you met him as an adult.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, I knew him, but she took me through so many changes. I never could keep him, and she lived in Belleville.
Okay.
But as a dad, I always say I can't say that I ever had my child. I've always had someone else's child. So as a dad, only they can answer because I'm still what you call a secondary father.
Okay.
So I'm like, it's almost like, wow, because I never experienced having my child every day.
Wow.
But then I had to realize that what I impart into these children that are not mine is it's the same thing.
So you feel like what I'm missing biologically, I'm able to go find
It
somewhere
found
else.
me.
Yeah.
And you'll realize that's just as important. Because if you can impact a child's life that you didn't birth, that you don't know, what does that say about you as a person?
Yeah. I still remember a lot of my teachers, a lot of the administrators, from
So
grammar school.
But we take it for granted. We say it takes a village, but it does. A lot of things what your parents tell you is reiterated by the other people in your life.
Yeah.
But I've learned to love on people, everybody, when you realize I don't love you because you're my child. I love you because I love you.
Yeah.
It's a difference. But I always tell my wife, I said, man, I wish we'd have had one. But then I look at the children I have, and as they get older, people think children don't need it as they get older. They need you as much.
Even more.
As adults.
Even more.
Because now they understand I don't have all the answers. And when you show them that you love them and they daddies are still alive, they look at you almost, they won't have to say it, as a Superman.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to say what your daddy doesn't do, but I'm there all the time.
Right.
So it works. The gratification is I can't even put a amount on it. It's healed my heart.
Okay.
Because you want your own. But then when you get other children, I was just telling my son over there, I said, man, when the kids sent me a voice recording and they were talking about how much they thought about me and loved me and cared me, this is a child that I imparted just in a matter of a day, on a day-to-day basis at a school, that he loves me and he remembers me, thinks about me, that means it's not for nothing. And how could I tell some other men? Because most women have children by other men.
Right.
So I look at that like that's more beneficial.
Hmm. The role of a man, though, is just the way you describe the importance of it, the vitality.
Right. The importance, yes.
Yeah. And then you see men who just don't seem to care about that.
Right.
They don't care to be fathers. They don't care to be role models. How do you feel about that, though? Like, so I know you encounter men that don't want to
Right.
be men.
Right.
You know, for whatever reason. Are you able to help them in some kind of way? Do you turn them around? Do you care to turn them around?
Yes.
Or do you just put that focus on the ones that want to be there?
No, man, it's like the military. Nobody left behind.
Okay.
You can't give something you never had. If your influence has been a woman, who are you going to learn from?
A woman.
You learn to be needy. You learn to be more of them. You can only, if we got in the jungle right now, we're going to have some jungle ways.
Right.
Environment matters.
Right.
If you never had a man influence to teach you that this is what men do, and then I see it works for you, it works. Telling and showing. But most men don't have it. That's why I have so much patience for grown men, because a lot of men, I can tell a man, I can take a man faking. I can take him trying to be tough, because you know what? He has to portray a man.
Right.
But then at the end of the day, it's like jail. I tell somebody, you think everybody fighting and fussing every day? No man wants that every day.
No man.
No man. I don't care how tough you are. You want some peace in your life.
Yeah.
I said, so if I know you're searching for that, why would I not give it to you? Because I know I'm a man. I know what you're battling. So that's why I tell people, like women say, I don't like women. I never say I don't like men, because I'm a man. And I understand somewhere you've been hurt.
Right.
And you lack something.
Right.
So, man, listen, it's nothing like a grown man validating you like, hey, I appreciate you. Man, you worth it. You didn't get it early, but man, it ain't over yet.
Yeah.
It ain't over. You got opportunity to change it. You
Yeah.
have children, you still in their life. Grow as they grow.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to teach your child. I don't know either. Let's figure it out. That's the humility we talking about, humble.
Right.
When you just be like, I don't know. Like you said, I don't know what's in there. I know it's in there. That lets you know I can always learn. I don't know everything, but we can figure it out together. Wisdom is being wise. It's not knowing everything.
Right.
I tell somebody it's wise enough to say, you can help me.
I was talking to one of my partners, man. I was breaking down wisdom. I heard this and I stole this. It's wisdom is breaking down. Wisdom. You're a little wise. You're a little dumb.
I like that. I never thought about that. Yes.
Like you just said, like you just explained. I know enough stuff, but that don't mean I know everything.
I don't know everything.
That don't mean I'm not coachable. That don't mean I'm not teachable. That don't mean
Yes.
I can't learn.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the real wisdom. And then when you hear that from people, they'll look at you, you know, you got the gray hair, you got the braids, you got the big beard and all that, and you talking like a gray bearded man, almost to a point where you've inherited this wisdom. And they would say, oh man, they would automatically assume that you sat down, you've been incarcerated and all those types of things. Is that even happen? Or you just been
No, you learn from your experiences.
exactly.
And they
I don't gotta go to jail.
I don't have to go through, but
to
you
have
go
some
through
damn sense.
You go through what you meant to go through.
Right.
And when you go through, you understand it teaches you a lesson. How do you learn if you pass every test? You have to fail or fall and be like, man, okay.
Gotta mess up somewhere.
You got to. Everybody, it just worked out. No, you got to go through to learn. It teaches you. Everything is a teachable moment.
Yeah.
And when you know you can learn out of anything, I said a lot of, we was talking all the time. I said, men are so easy to deal with once you understand, man, you don't have to fight. I want to give it to you freely.
Right.
You know, so I tell him, man, I said, man, listen, I got you, man. Once you do that, I said, man, it's just like I always brought back LeBron and Rich Paul. He kept Rich Paul around him because he said, every time you're around, good things happen. Rich Paul already had a house. His daddy taught him how to hustle and move things. He didn't need money. But LeBron knew, you have something that can offer me. Look at how that's worked. So you can be ignorant to a fact, but if you're willing to say, I don't know what it is, but I need you.
Right.
So who really smart?
Yeah. I read about how LeBron and Rich Paul connected, and I seen something where he said LeBron just told whoever was in charge of his money, just put him on the payroll.
Taxes.
Yeah.
He said, for what? He said, man, that's when I read the same thing. And he's like, he said, why I'm filing taxes? He said, like I said, I already had a house. They met selling jerseys and stuff. He was already getting money.
Yeah.
His daddy was a businessman. He taught him how
Yeah.
to be business.
Yeah.
But look how that married the two. Rich Paul had a father. LeBron never did.
Right.
But look at when you're weak, somebody else is strong.
Yeah.
So that makes, we need each other.
Yeah.
So man, listen, it works. It works. I understand it works. When as much is given, much required. I had a great father.
Right.
That means I'm gonna have to extend a lot to what people don't have.
Right.
It's like if I got more money, I'm gonna spend more.
Right.
It's just like anything. You got more wisdom, you gotta give more.
You got to give more.
So when you understand that, you know that it's a requirement on my life.
Mm.
And it's okay, because if I've given you a lot, that means what you want to do, hold it to yourself.
You got to pass it.
If you don't, it doesn't continue.
Right.
Right. Like what they say, if I teach you how to fish,
You'll eat for a day.
all right. But you'll eat for a lifetime because I taught you.
Right. If I teach, right. If I give you a fish,
If I get
you'll eat for a
eating
day.
right now.
Yeah.
But if I teach you how to fish, that means you can go out there and do it yourself. I don't
Yeah.
want you to be dependent.
Exactly.
But a lot of our men have a lot of womanly traits.
Okay.
So they don't know how to lead. That's why I was just told, we talking earlier, I said, man, a lot of men, when they parole, where they go?
To a woman house.
A woman.
Mama.
Grandma. And I used to tell them, y'all got Air Ones and PlayStation because you've been to jail. I said, I still don't have a PlayStation, fam. But you got one and you've been locked up. It ain't like you've been wrongfully accused. Think about it. But somebody's pampering them, new clothes. As soon as they come out of celebration, you can been home free and not get that type of celebration.
Right. Never did no wrong.
And so
you don't get a graduation party.
And what nothing. They get for going to jail, because we magnify what we're accustomed to.
Nigga come home from jail.
What he got? 3
types of chicken.
Party.
I'm talking about he baked, fried, jerk.
You like, man, what
they got it all up there.
The layout.
Because little whoever.
Free little woo-woo.
Right. He just got out of doing 15 years from sticking up a bank, doing something wild and crazy. But he out now.
And we're going to celebrate it.
We're gonna celebrate this.
Right. That's when your manhood comes in.
But our other nephew,
on the straight and narrow.
He went to the community college, did his thing, graduated and all that.
Know what we got for him?
He just get a little, oh man, congrats, bro. Come on, man, what we doing? Come on, nothing. It's just high and by, quick.
Look what we see about proms. You see more prom send-offs than you see graduations. If you just peep it,
that's a sticky culture. We talking about cultures and climates. That's a sticky culture right there. That prom culture thing, because I'm not the type. I'm not going to go on record telling nobody what to do with their money.
Not at all.
I'm not going to go on record telling nobody how to celebrate or not celebrate their child.
Right.
But there are some things that I feel like should be in place before you decide to party. Some parents, some people, they not going overboard. Some people got it to spend and to get to their child. Some children earn great prom send-offs. So it's all sticky. So it's not like one statement to go over prom culture completely. But it's competitive, what I will say. I'm not going to say it's getting out of hand. It's competitive.
Well, I say it for you. It is out of hand, because you know what? What we do is just like grabbing one of your children and giving them the car keys. Would you do that?
No.
When we set expectations of things, even though we can do it, you're not ready for it. I'm keeping you modest to understand there's a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do, you have more, you're going to do a little more.
But it's a night, though.
But now we're becoming so competitive, and I'm going to shine. What is your life looking like after prom?
Yeah.
Why are we not seeing all your colleges you went through?
Yeah.
Or you're going to, what are you going to trade school?
Yeah.
Why are we not celebrating that? We're celebrating, and then it turns into money throwing. Now we shining, but let's see your home you live in.
Yeah.
Importance of what we put importance on. I said, my little brother do a wonderful send-off, but like I told him, I said, it's awesome, but understand, explain to him, it's more than what we used to have fun driving to prom. Now the kids are getting driven to prom. They don't even really want to drive.
I heard a story This is in Markham. A young lady went to prom. She had a helicopter pick her up.
Yes.
Her mother works for the city of Markham. And they saying maybe she called and had that arranged and all of that. Somebody paid for it. Somebody. I'm willing to bet it was the city of Markham, the residents, because I don't think she used her money for it. I don't know. I ain't read the story, but you looking at, like you say, some of it is it's too competitive. It's one day. It's one day, almost to a point where I be wanting to know what that child's grade point average is, what college that child's going to. But I try to stay in my place. Like I said, it's so sticky, Chief.
It's only because we don't want to be offensive. But I tell somebody, I say moderation is good in everything. I'm not saying you can't do it. But what I'm saying is when you do that, where are you putting your values at?
Right.
Are we more valued about, listen, some rich people, you got money, you can buy your kids, that's wonderful. But what's the value of it? I don't see a lot of graduation. I don't see a lot of what this child has done their first year. What are we celebrating? Flashy.
Some of them don't even be having a post-secondary career.
We're celebrating like it's the final chapter of your life.
Right.
So when you do that, now prom after that, when we're going to celebrate again? What are we going to celebrate for?
Right.
Now what is that? What's our ulterior goal?
Are we going to try to top this?
I mean, what is it?
Right.
It's all about flash and doing it, and just the kids don't even go to prom. They don't dance. They don't do anything.
They don't do nothing. They be on their phone.
And I said, so what are we doing it? Why? What's the agenda behind it? I tell people it's like the bigger picture. It's just like the little scamming, talking about scam and spin that. A song is a song. We had NWA, but the fact is understand entertainment from reality. Our children are living off entertainment.
Yeah.
And when entertainment becomes, look at what is what's the little video game? What's the little video
Grand
game?
Theft Auto.
My man. Look how our children really are living Grand Theft Auto. Shooting people broad daylight, jumping in and out of cars, burning cars up. Look what they're doing. So I'm saying our influences are different because our children get off schedule of what's important. It's all right to have a good time. I love to have a good time. I love a good part. But we got to keep it in perspective. We do more, our parents fighting and fussing over prom dresses and cars and money being thrown. What are we showing?
Right. But we silent about political, situations or, stuff that goes on in the news that could really affect us.
Yes. And understand.
We don't say nothing about that.
I said, look at our children. I just said, look at them. I said, it's okay to have a good time, but show them it's moderation. We can't, even if we're billionaires, it's some things like Bill Gates said, having this money ain't good enough for children. This is too much money just to give the children.
Right.
Got enough sense. T.I. said, my children don't listen to this, right? If they're telling you, they saying they're not mentally and emotionally ready for this.
Right.
So it just comes a balance. But our parents don't have balance. I don't blame the children. It's the parents.
The need to be competitive.
And to be attention seeking.
Yeah.
Look at me. But what am I looking at you for? What reason am I looking at you for?
I got family and friends, man. People, to where, you see their child getting ready for prom or whatever. I went to prom.
Me too.
Prom isn't held on your block.
It's not. It's at the hotel, wherever we have
the dance is somewhere else.
It's totally
so y'all spending 5, 10, 15, 20,000 on a send-off. It's a little alarming.
Well, I'd even take it this far. I know a parent that spent more on her child's funeral than she did in his education.
Wow.
The same money that could have been spent sending him away, knowing what he need, but
you wouldn't be.
He's dead.
Right.
So if you would have spent it in helping his education, but you're giving mama still part of that environment, that culture.
Yeah.
I tell somebody, you only as big as your environment. My mother taught me that. She said, you can't beat your environment. If you have a big prom and you going off in a Bentley or a Rolls or a Range, what you think? What happened to cleaning up mama's car, daddy's car, and wiping it and being happy to drive, just happy to drive you and your old lady?
I swear.
Now we've gotten to a point where now everything is attention seeking. Why you think our kids, they do murders? They really want to, Who kills people and go on Facebook and talk about it?
Yeah.
So
I got a client, man. He was just shot up into it with some people, and he telling me, this is him. He's telling me, him and his ops, they have each other's contact information. These niggas FaceTime each other. He on the phone FaceTime a nigga. Oh man, bro, you supposed to be dead. Are you serious?
because you know what, it's not really ops.
What's happened in the culture to a point where now the ones I'm into it with, I got their contact information and we talking to each other, threatening each other on the phone.
Look what we just said. It's not really opposition. You don't really have a beef with this person. I know my guests used to talk about, man, he talked about my dead homie. I said, it's not his friend. How does that affect you? Do you expect somebody to talk well of your friend? Think about it.
Right.
It's your friend. As long as you solid,
Exactly.
But
that's the only thing that's gonna matter.
that means that offense.
It'd be the shit we give energy to.
What you just say.
What we give energy to.
Negative. We have lost more children and people in the streets. It hasn't turned us off to say, because death has become common. Because why? I get more attention in my death, but you're not going to be here to celebrate it. But you watch people come out at a funeral, t-shirts, and everybody, you see everybody here, you really yearn for that. So what do? You go do suicidal things without committing suicide. So I want the attention. You don't realize. I tell somebody, they process people and kids at the county 24 hours a day. Think about it.
That's a part of the reason behind these takeovers and what the youth is trying to tell us. We're not listening. They had who they felt were two leaders of the teen takeovers on the news not too long ago. And they explained to them, we don't got nothing to do.
Nothing.
We don't got nowhere to go.
Nowhere.
No
that
programs.
They want to do.
Right. No programs. I can remember at the grammar school I went to, we had a field house. We had a court. We had a baseball diamond. We had stuff to do. We had rec centers. The park districts had pools and they was open and they had activities. The park district had a basketball team. It was park football. Some places still do the park ball, but every park doesn't have it. And they used to. So a lot of resources are gone.
True.
So it's almost like, what do we want these kids to do?
What do we expect of them when we throw a phone and a tablet in their face?
Exactly. We can throw a phone and tablet in their face their whole life.
To keep them quiet.
I
tell my daughter all the time, I say, you can't just give them a tablet to be quiet, because it's good that they're quiet, but what they're learning and what they're watching.
Exactly.
So how do these kids all take over? I remember some of my guys didn't even have house phones. Yeah. So how did we talk? We had to go to his house. These kids hit a button and they didn't let 10,000 kids know. And they're not doing it but running and ha ha. They don't have anything direction. But it comes from home. What we talking about? Parents.
Definitely.
Parenting.
And that's key.
It's more than key. It's the crust of everything. Who's leading you?
Right.
Who's teaching you? I say we did kids mischievous, but if you taught your child, they'd be like, no, I'm cool. Not saying they won't make mistakes, but they understand that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
But our children want to fit in so bad. They're doing what everyone else does.
Is it a solution to all of this, though?
Yes.
Can we turn this around some kind of way? Can we get it back to, well, I don't even know if we was ever at a place to get back to, but can we get to a place to where the culture in our lives is correct? And marriage, relationships, school, friendship, right, whatever it is, all across the board, is it possible that we can get back to or get to a place to where everything is healthy, everything is about love, everything is about respect, kindness, those types of qualities?
True. But what you just said, you know what I'm going. God is love.
Okay.
When you do things in a godly way and you teach people, you teach them a reverence for the right things. Mm-hmm. When you don't have a reference and you've been taught, what's your point of reference? I always tell somebody, I can point out, say his reference is a woman. If your reference, you may make mistakes. You be like, man, I've been taught, man, treat other people right. Don't be disrespectful. Thou shalt not kill, murder, steal. But when our kids is get over, do it the best you can do. I've heard it so much. I was just telling her, I say parents will say, well, my child was the only one. But we're not talking about every other child. We're talking about yours.
It's about yours.
So you're giving them a built-in excuse already.
I wasn't the only one
I
out
want,
here.
but
Yeah.
we're not. You're not saying you didn't do it. You're just saying you weren't the only one. So what you're saying? I said, so our children are rebelling against the home. They're not really rebelling against it. They're frustrated at home.
Right.
Think about it. They're mad at where they come from. Most kids don't have nothing to go home to. Ain't nothing I'm gonna do. My mama gonna sit back. Most young parenting, they don't really parent. They living their lives.
Right.
So what is your child getting? I had a young girl come to school. She had a dildo. She's in 5th grade. All the women all in school talking about the little girl. I said, where do y'all think she got that from?
Yeah.
From home.
She brought it to school.
Yes. So where do you think she got it? You think she went into the sex store and purchased a dildo?
Right. She went to that top drawer.
I mean, when you think about it,
yeah.
or a kid come high and his mama dropped him off. Do you think that child was not smoking with his mother, or she doesn't know?
Yeah.
She's allowing it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, well, what you allow, that's why a lot of teachers are burned out, because I tell somebody, you're no longer just a teacher. You're a parent, an auntie, a mother, father. You're whatever.
Everything.
You're everything, because when they come here naked.
Yeah.
They need everything.
Yeah.
So that's why the school system's down. Why you think kids go to private school? Think about people who got money. What they send them to? Military school. They send them off. They know we ain't got no parenting going. Even though we rich, we ain't got no parenting for you. You going to somewhere some structure is.
Right.
Our children is getting taught from the streets and phones. So if you get attention, all you know is all our young girls stand a certain way when they take pictures. Filters. They all stand like the little sideways.
Right, that foot up or something. Yeah.
Because they want to enhance or they show their bodies because I want attention. I want to feel love. But if you feel love at home, do you really go outside looking for love?
Nope.
That's like going outside, but you just ate 3 meals at the crib. You're like, I'm not hungry, man. I just ate. But when you're hungry, you'll take food from anywhere.
I was just gonna say,
you eat anything.
The neighbor give you a cracker.
You be like, man, that was great.
For real. That was a good ass cracker.
That was the best. So I just want, a lot of it's parenting, man. A lot of it's on the adults. It's not the children's fault. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't. I said, but I always tell people, the end is better than the beginning. What Tupac said, rose from the concrete.
Right.
I said, it's a lot of good stories. But what you think we're going to dive into? The negative ones. If we overpopulated good things, our children will. I said, people told me I hug and kiss on my kids all day. I said, we don't have no suspensions or nothing, y'all. Teachers with degrees can't get the kids to sit down. I said, baby, sit down. I love you. You my child. Do better. Represent me. Okay. They never heard that before. So when you offer them love and they know you consistent, like, no, babe, I want to suspend you. You won't be with me.
But let me ask you this, though. Do you think that that's your job to do, though? You talk about the kids and they never had this, kids they never heard this, kids that never experienced this, because it's pressure.
True.
I'm already doing this for the kids, for my
Right.
own damn kids.
Right.
I'm doing this in my own situation, my own life. I'm watering my grass.
Right.
And I got to go out here and water another person's grass.
True.
Well, how do you deal with that, though?
Well,
I feel like it's pressure because you almost want to get the results that you're getting at home. You almost want to tell yourself, oh man, if I can do this for my kids, I could do this for Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane. True. You know? Yeah. But a lot of times they don't receive it the same way.
Well, it really takes, it teaches you to be patient. And it also teaches you the value of helping someone else. Because if we only going to take care of us, I say, then how do we build community?
Right.
If it's just like, I love Men of Honor. When he came out and he's like, Dad, I'm going to help do the fields. He said, my kids go to school. He said, Dad, back then I guess was in school on Fridays. But you can see the neighbor coming to help him because he had to finish plowing the land.
Right.
He could never finish without the help of the neighbors.
Someone with Cuba.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I said, so just think about that. You need help from other people. Everybody's not equipped. So I have to help. As I help your child, I can help the adult.
Yeah.
Because I learned it. When you help the children, the parents follow.
Yeah.
Because they know my child love you. Yeah. And I love you too. You got to do better. Mr. Lyons, I know. Stop cursing so much. Stop talking negative. They're picking it up. I know she act like me. I know. So that means we need you to be a better example. So it teaches us that everybody needs the same thing, no matter what your age is. Love, consideration, patience, understanding. That's not an age. That's everybody.
Right.
So when you give that, that's how you build a village. We all got different talents. We all have different fingerprints and footprints. But we had a different walk in life.
Right.
So we need each other. You bring something. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. You get what I'm saying? This your podcast.
Definitely.
You know my son. See how that works?
Right.
We all present something different. But I tell people, yeah, it is different now. Our children are low, but our children are also having babies early. So when you have something early, you're not equipped with the whole parental thing.
Right.
So,
but how do people receive what you're trying to do when you're trying to tell them? Now, you come with all peace and love.
Yeah.
You're not coming disrespectful. You're using tact and diplomacy
True.
with how you moving and operating. But still, everybody not going to respond the same. So do you get good responses? Good, do you get cooperation from the people? You sit up here, you correcting a grown man, you correcting a grown woman. Do you get cooperation from that? Do you get pushback? Or
you're going to get pushback. But I tell somebody, through consistency and commitment, you give in.
Do that make you like walk away, or
No,
do you keep trying?
It'll show you what you is. I can show you how to keep doing it.
Right.
How do you persevere if it ain't nothing to persevere through?
Right.
So you keep pushing, and then once you get the result, I just want you go to the gym one day, you think you're gonna be strong. You go through the good days, the hard days, and while you push, you get to say, "Man, look, my chest getting bigger, my arms getting a little tighter." Now you see the result. So we learn to be committed, not just for the short term, the long haul. So it's beneficial because it's really the kids have been the best teacher of me because I get to see what's in my heart. Because if I do it just for an instantaneous result, am I really committed?
Right.
If everybody just started off and got inheritance and got wealth given to me, do you think you would be committed to like, man, I started off in the basement. I wasn't doing nothing. And then when you blow up, people like, hold on, man. I wasn't no silver spoon given to me. It show you how to keep pressing even through the hard days. And that makes you who you are.
Right.
So a lot of it, it's not for me. I'm gifted because I understand that I love. But I tell somebody, give what you want. If you want a lot, give a lot.
Give a lot.
It's just simple. I just I break it down. Give it. Give if you want it. I don't have to get it back from them, but I'm gonna reap it.
Right. So it ain't no situations where you feel like, oh man, this person can't be. I can't get through to him or her.
Never.
Because like you say, if I don't get it back from you,
I'm gonna get it somewhere.
I'm gonna get it somewhere.
But think about this. I'm planting a seed. I might not see it, but my father used to say some people plant, some people water. I may plant and never see the growth of it, but later on, I did my job. It was just a plant.
The day you plant the seed ain't the day you eat the fruit.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
See, you talking now. That's why I tell somebody, I'm got to do my job.
Right.
Now, you might be to pluck it. Mine was to plant it.
Right.
So if I do my job, I tell somebody, I used to tell my guys all the time, I say, a quarterback is nothing without a line.
Yeah, of course.
So who's really more important? The guys blocking the person. But
Facts.
You're more important because you got to keep them off me.
Facts.
So I can complete a play for us.
Facts.
So are we, like they say, is the hand, the arm, the legs more important? All parts of your body work together. They have a purpose. So, but my daddy taught me to stay in your lane. We all have a lane to drive in. It's just like driving. We all stay in our lanes. If we don't, what we having? Accidents.
Do you think you stand in your lane when you try to correct other people though?
Yes. Because what I do before I do any action, I always pray about what to do.
Okay.
Sometimes it just be to listen. Some people just want to be heard. Opportunity to say what you need to say, it'll come out and you can do it with, it might just be like, man, I love you, rock with you. People are drawn. The Bible says love and kindness draws people to you. It's like bees to honey. When you love on people, people are like how you make them feel.
Yeah.
Well, they say, you may not remember what I say, but you remember how I make you feel.
Yeah.
So it makes you bring back all the wisdom you got to use it.
I think that was Maya Angelou. She said, when it comes to what was said, or when it comes, they will forget what you said. Yeah. Yeah. They will never forget how you made them feel. When it comes to what was done, people forget what you said. They will never forget how you made them feel.
Facts.
Yeah.
And it works every time.
Yeah.
Even people with conflict. If someone's talking peaceful, how can you argue by yourself?
Facts.
Only when I feed into you, like they say, eagles don't play with chickens.
You can't argue with reason.
And you can't. But if I get on your level, if I stay on my level and just stay consistent, it's like, okay, you good. But you're going to have to come back. I've had more parents come back and be like, Dean, I love you. They didn't talk about they got bond money. And I tell somebody, who you think the most people curse me out? Amen. But when I love on them and hug on them and tell them I love you, they be like, get your child. I say, ain't that funny? Now it's my child. Because you know why? Whether they have a good child or a bad child, everybody protects their own.
Mm-hmm.
You care about your own. I used to tell my principal, I said, don't look at it like that. Whether they're bad, that's all they got. So you don't think they're going to protect it? But once you show them I got their best interest,
Yeah.
and your baby's smart, but they knew to get to school on time. When they get here, you're not feeding them. They hungry. I said, well, get them up. They grammar school, baby. Feed them. They have a good day. Talk good talk to them in the morning. You know, people come over, loud music playing, kids get out of the car. Did you say good morning? But when they come to the door, good morning. How was you doing? You all right? It makes a difference. But who is it really making a better person? I'm sharpening my tool.
Right.
I tell somebody, what's you having a toolbox and never use the tools?
Hmm.
My dad used to say this. He say, drive that car, son. It works better when it's moving. It's built to move.
Yes, sir.
We're built to help each other.
Yes, sir.
I say, no man makes it alone. A teacher gave me that book. She said, no man stands alone. And I laughed. I said, nothing I can do it by myself.
Hmm.
It's too small. It's not big enough if you do it by yourself.
Right.
Think about it.
Right.
Everything I do, whether I tell somebody, you could be smart, but when you go in there, you need a doctor, lawyer. You need some help.
You need some guidance. You need to know how to listen.
Mechanic.
Yeah.
I can't fix a car.
Yeah.
But I'm good at loving you and helping you. See how that works? If we support each other's talents and gifts and understand we all been given them, we are not competing against each other.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Hmm.
It ain't hard.
I always ask this going out. What's something that we need to start doing and what's something that we need to stop doing? People, us as a race, men, women, whoever, however you want to put it, what do we need to stop doing? What do we need to start doing?
Well, I done said it 100 times. I always used to tell my guy used to steal cars. I used to ask him, do you want somebody to steal your car? I said, why do you do something to someone else that you don't want done to you?
Hmm.
If you just take the simpleness of saying, do you want somebody to lie to you? Do you want somebody to backdoor you? If we took that and just took that small element, you want somebody to curse at you? If you do things that you like, but I've learned people do what's been done to them.
Right.
But if you do what you like, you don't, even if it's been done your whole life, do what you want.
Hmm.
How you think your results gonna come out? But we want to do one thing and reap another result.
Right.
How does that work? I want to not go to work, but I want a full check.
80 hours.
I want it all. And I want to be portrayed as a good worker. I said, how does that work when you don't want to do the work? A woman has to go 9 months to bear a child.
Right.
It takes time and a process of things. We've gotten so quick with the hurry. We didn't have microwaves. We just was getting microwaves when I was growing up. We didn't have this. So everything took time. Now when you get faster, we got cars that drive themselves.
Right.
You don't even need to talk. I had a kid, my nephew, one of my nephews, he couldn't read. He talking to the phone. Look at that. He talks to the phone to talk for him because he couldn't read too well.
Hmm.
The phone does it for you. Think about it. ChatGPT, you don't have to have it together. It's going to formulate it and do it everything. You can ask questions on it. You don't have to go to the car catalog and go to the library. You can just Google, what's North America?
And it's going to tell you.
It's going to give you, you don't have to study, research, nothing. So we've gotten elevated in one area and we've gotten dumbed down in another area. I always tell people my mother never went to college, but she became a vice president of a bank. Now, would that make sense? Would that sound better if she got 10 degrees and she became a banker? Oh, she went to school forever. But she became a vice president of a bank back then when women wasn't running banks, and she's never stepped foot in college.
Hmm.
Now, that's a testimony. See how the difference is?
Yeah.
It's to be like, that means if God got something for you, gifts come without repentance, meaning he give you a gift, he don't take it back.
Right.
It's how you use it. So I think about it. Man, he said something to me that was very prevalent, and he don't even realize it. He said, what if God kept your mind? Do we see how many football players are having CTE? And your brain is not supposed to shake up that much in football. As much as we love it, do you see Erica Dickerson got Parkinson's coming from all that banging? Look at Jim McMahon.
Chris Johnson.
Look at all these things that stimulate from the sport we love.
Yeah.
But we think, oh, we didn't make it. But they said football is like a collision that takes years off your life.
Yeah.
Bettors can't get out the bed.
Yeah.
Look what it does, but we wanted it so bad. But a lot of times he's protecting us.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Everybody can't do the same thing.
You see, what I try to show my children now, my boys, I try to show them they got NFL dreams. They playing football now,
And that's good.
and I it's a thin line as a parent
Yes.
because you don't want to kill no dreams.
True.
I teach my kids, look, shoot for the moon, okay, but have somewhere to land.
True.
When you come down, if you come down, have somewhere to land.
Yes.
So even people that have the jobs and the careers that they have now, it probably wasn't a dream. Some people say, "Oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer," and then they are doctors and lawyers. Okay, cool. But a lot of people, they reach for entertainment, sports, some kind of
Yes.
some kind of dream life.
Yes.
But they end up being principals, or they end up opening businesses of their own to some degree that they didn't dream of. So I teach them, have somewhere to land. But see, the struggle is also knowing what comes from playing football, banging bodies. We're not meant to be doing no stuff like that.
And especially at an early age.
Especially at an early age. They say you shouldn't even, your brain isn't fully developed until you're 13. And they have youth sports.
Yes.
Youth football.
Right.
I think it's a little counterproductive. But at the same time, it's like I say, it's a thin line because you're a parent. You got boys.
Yes.
I play football.
Yeah, and it's okay.
I see, certain positions you have more of a risk, than others.
Yeah, D lineman, linebacker.
Right.
But then you think about it, why you think they're pushing flag now? To get you more into the skills and learning it before you get into the banging.
Right.
The banging is your body takes years of banging. How many years you're gonna take? You get to college, you already played for 10 years. And you've been banging your head. And a lot of young kids, they duck their heads, they bang. You have to really, drop. And then I always say this. We think that we can be what we want to be, but it's not reality. You have to be with your purpose in life. So yes, you may try, you shoot at certain things, but understand that some people follow on what they're meant to do and they just get in that path.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
So you realize
you never know where we're going.
You don't, but you give your best at everything you do and let the chips fall where they may.
Mm.
So we want to direct our children. I tell my son, you can't be what you want to be. If that's you can't. That's not real. You're not gonna be a doctor. I'm not saying you can't. I'm gonna be a doctor. No. What's your gift? What you love to do? What's your passion?
Right.
What you love to do? Yeah, you can love sports. You can play all the sports.
Right.
Play soccer, baseball. But then realize this: everybody's not gonna be a professional athlete. Some will.
Exactly.
But what do you really love to do outside? And that's only for a short period of time. So what do you learn and what do you really care about? Teach your children. Yes, stay open. At an early age, you don't know what you want. But go hard and everything, and you'll find out, like, I really like that. But give them other avenues. What about sewing clothes?
Right.
Think about it. What about, I tell the man who started FedEx, he was talking about how he let go. Whoever thought, he was working at the post office. You never know where it's going to lead you to. Did you think, my man started Facebook. I'm saying you go in, some things you will know, like, okay, I always had a passion for this. But it's other careers, but we don't expose our children, but to what? Sports. Entertainment.
Because and that's a stereotype I don't want to subscribe to.
Yes.
We can only be
how when we done.
And
I just show them all the black people that invented things.
Right.
It's a black woman that invented the tampon.
Yeah.
Who would ever thought it?
I went to school, not to cut you off. I went to school with the first black astronaut, Mae Jemison. She went to Morgan Park. Shout out to Mae Jemison. Shout out to Stain Gang.
Come on,
but
man.
Stuff like that, being in those environments allows you to dream.
Yes.
At a more of a reality scale than anything. You can probably be an astronaut. Your chances of becoming an astronaut are probably greater
than being an athlete,
than going to the NFL or NBA.
Yes. We have thousands. But that don't mean, I tell you, if you strive. But if it falls short, just realize I got a destiny.
Have somewhere to land.
What about being a book writer, a school, books for kids? And it's so many, you love children. It's other things. But if we never show our children anything but entertainment, why are the kids rapping now?
Right.
Why they drill rapping?
You could be an NFL coach. You ain't gotta be on the field.
Everybody can't play.
Right.
What
you
about
gotta be on the
announcer?
field.
What about a news anchor?
Coaches don't get CTE.
and their careers last long.
Man, they can coach coaches right now, 75. Pete Carroll?
Andy Reid.
These guys is in their 70s.
Still coaching.
So
what do?
Well, the NFL career is 10, 15 years max.
That's no. The average career is 3 years. We're looking at the exceptional ones.
That's
who
true.
get to
That is
the
true.
average
That
career
is
for
true.
an NFL person is 3 years.
That is true.
So 3 years, you're going to need another career.
That is true. I seen a highlight. This was a Bears highlight. They said that the 2018 Bears was it ranked as like one of the number one defenses in a long time.
Mhm.
And they showed some of the players that was on that 2018 team that's not in the league no more. That was out of the league way before 2026. So it's not like this ain't their first year out. Like you say,
What?
the span.
And that's just 8 years later.
Right, that's 8 years later. So the span is probably, like you say, 3 to 5 years.
It's 3. They tell you, I said, and understand this: you're not making, unless you get drafted at the top, you're not making top guaranteed money because the NFL money is not guaranteed
The
money.
NFL is not guaranteed.
So it's not like basketball, baseball, guaranteed money. I said, but you realize this? Look at our kids don't play baseball because you know why?
And that's where the bread at.
And it's guaranteed, but you know why? It's patience.
Yeah.
9 innings, 7 innings. It's a thinking man's game.
Yeah.
It's relaxed. You got to study. I say, look, we don't have the patience for it. Everybody want to run and jump. The average height of the NBA player now is 6'7". How many short people are you going to be a superstar? The worst is, and you got a person like Rondo. He's 6'3", 6'4", but he have a 6'9", 7 wingspan. You got to be exceptional. And I just tell our kids, don't dream. You can dream. Go for it. But when it gets reality, a lot of things, the Lord will push you into directions that you never thought. I never wanted to work in a school. Not that I was against it, but I never thought I'd be a dean. I went to college for a business major and to play sports. How did I become a dean?
Mm-hmm.
God saw fit. And now, like my sons, they say, they call you dean. They don't even call me by my name.
The dean.
The dean. And it's a tag of honor. So, man, listen. I tell people, keep pushing. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
And I hate to use this term, but the old heads used to always tell me back when I was in my 20s, stuff I didn't understand, they would say 2 words to me. Keep living. Keep living.
That's my daily all day.
Keep living.
Keep living. You be like, why you do? He said, keep living. That means in time you'll understand.
In time you will understand.
Because now you don't understand, but time. And that time brings about a change.
I promise you.
And then you start to understand. And that's why I tell people, don't knock it. That's why a young man I was in this week walking in the mall. He said, man, I want that. I said, be patient. A lot of things came with this beard. A lot of stress and mistakes and things in life, but it brought wisdom.
Yeah.
You have to go through to get through to understand it.
You said something. You said time what?
Brings about a change.
Time brings about a change. It reminded me of a time I was listening to my father one day. He said, when I was 30, I saw that the stuff I was doing at 20 was stupid.
Yes.
When I was 40, I saw what I was doing at 30 was stupid. 50, I saw what I was doing at 40 with this. So it's like you say,
Your perspective changed.
time brings about that change.
And it brings about experience that you learn, like, why did I do that?
And then I read a status that said, look, the man who thinks the same as he did 7 years ago wasted 7 years.
Yes. Because you didn't learn nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing?
In 7 years?
In 7 years, you didn't learn anything?
You're the same person. That's how I be feeling about when I'm seeing old men in their 50s and 60s and all that still want to subscribe to street activity. I'm not gonna say their name publicly or nothing like that, but we see a lot of athletes and entertainers who want to be street guys, famous. I seen a nigga famous, played in the NBA, got his podcast and all that type of stuff. He got a name. He talking about something. Every time I come to Chicago, I'm checking in with O Block and all that.
We know who you talking about,
nigga. You.
And it's funny, man. I ran into him at an All-Star because my frat brother's dad played in the league.
Okay.
So we was at a party, and I like him.
Right.
I rock with him.
Right.
But then I can't judge his purpose or his calling. But when we glorify what they do and want to be a part of what they do, we make it attractive.
We make it attractive.
I rock with him. He's a cool dude just from the distance.
Right.
But when you do that, you're showing understanding, but you're also blending in, saying, "Hey, this is cool." It's not.
It's not cool.
It's not. It's you're able to articulate and make your right decisions on it.
Right.
But when we smoking and kicking it on TV and we make it like it's cool, what you think we making cool?
Exactly.
So I tell somebody, A lot of people don't want to be role models.
Yeah.
What did Charles Barkley say? I'm not a role model, but you are.
You are.
Whether you like it or
For real.
not, you're put on a stage where people watch you. And that means you have influence.
You have influence.
God doesn't give influence to people to lead them the wrong way.
Right.
So the betterment of it is to do like, man, shorty's this, that ain't it. But why you checking in? I say go check in with some good kids.
Right.
Why are we gonna automatically go to kids where they want to promote crime?
Exactly. Why you this old, acting this, trying to think you this young?
But it's got to be in you to do.
It got to be in you. You know, it's a tough role portrayed.
And it ain't no hate.
I don't know this person.
I don't know your lifestyle.
Personally.
I don't know you. Right. I don't know you.
I don't know you personally.
But come on, man.
I don't know what you're gonna do or what you're capable of and all that. But you bug up when people talk about your homie who's not here no more. But the question I would ask is, was you trying to help this guy? You know?
And we know he had issues. And we can't say what people
You
do.
wasn't trying to help him.
But how willing are we? How far are we willing to go to help the people
Exactly.
we love? I said, if it was that, it's just like, I'm not trying to be funny, just like with DMX. I said, they know he had habits. I said, but who was willing to sit their life to the side?
Nobody.
And say, no, man, I got you.
Nobody.
I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I said, that's when I say esteem others. Man, your life means too much. No, you got to live with me. And they say, no, you can't do it. No, you can do it with somebody who love you.
Yeah.
And I understand people go through, I get it. But we forget that, man, sometimes it takes you to give your life to gain it.
Because what does that say about you if you're a successful athlete in whatever sport you're in,
right?
And you got a friend that's out in the streets getting high? What does that say about you?
Well, I'll say this. We can't control what people do.
Of course, but at the same time, now honestly, in a defense, you can't say that this person never tried because we didn't see the attempts.
No, we don't know, right?
I'm wondering if there were attempts.
True, and I said the same thing. But then I understand that people say they love you. It's really not the type of love, because love is unconditional.
Right.
And love means whatever it takes for me to help you, I'm willing to push. But a lot of times we say a lot of love after the fact of, yeah, that's my man's, but did you give it your all?
Exactly.
When you can sleep at night saying, man, I did everything in my
tried.
power. In my power.
I at least had him in the same state I was in.
I mean, you just, and I tell people, we don't know. We on the backseat.
Right.
But just from the outside looking in, I always tell people, some people have closer relationships with people that say, man, I'm with you every day, wherever you got to go. And it's funny you say that. I remember, what's my man, Charlie Wilson.
Right.
He was talking about how he used to be on drugs.
Okay.
And he would say he would come in the shower, and she said he would just cut him like, I'm ready to go. I'm jumping in. She said she would just jump out the car and get in the shower naked and just sit with him in the car. And like, okay, let's go. Because she was willing to stop what she was doing and say, okay, whatever, I'm with you. And he said, I just laughed. But the commitment she shown is sticking by him.
Yeah.
Help him to turn his life around.
Yeah. A
lot of times we're not committed to helping anyone because we say, well, I tried. Well, a lot of times we got to do above and beyond to go to help someone else. It takes a lot. That's like the children. I used to tell them all the time, I say, man, listen, I'm going to love and kiss on you now and love you. A lot of those children are dead. But I did all I could do, even risk my job, take them home, show them something different. But I don't have any regrets. After you do all you can do,
right? You
don't have any regrets.
Right.
Because you be like, I really love that man. I tried. But a lot of people don't love like that.
Because the calling is bigger than what the paycheck says.
Now you're talking.
The calling is bigger than what the paycheck says. Like I said, I can remember teachers from when I was in grammar school. I can remember the ones who cared. Even in high school, I can remember the ones. Not to say that the ones who just did their job were bad, but I just know who went the extra mile.
You know who cared.
I know their names. You know, we keep in touch.
Because you know why?
20, 30 years later.
It's beneficial.
Yeah. Because
I tell somebody, you don't know what's in you till you give it all you got.
Thanks.
If they go back, soldiers go back to get a soldier, even if he's dead.
Yeah.
What more would I do for somebody who's alive?
Yeah.
No man left behind. Even CPS said, they say no child left behind, but we know that's not totally true. But nobody's left behind. And with a group of us, it may take a bunch of us after, hey man, you got 12, I got, man, we're going to surround you. And after you do all you can do, at the end of the day, you can sleep good at night. But a lot of times, man, we're after effect. You know what I'm saying? We reactive. We're not proactive.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I say you can give a lot of people money, but would they do right with it?
No, they won't. Probably not.
Because money is power. It's like having a gun on you. It's power. Are you ready for that type of power? And you have to know. I say guns not the problem, y'all. It's the people using the guns.
Definitely.
So
guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Exactly. I said, so it's all part of the culture, man. But like I said, we ain't shooting shots at nobody, but we just tell people, man, we all got a responsibility.
Exactly.
And the bigger your platform is, the more how you using it.
Right. And that's why, like you said, we ain't shooting shots. I ain't out here blasting.
No, we ain't doing that for no clicks or no bait.
Naming names.
No.
Or the situation is just make sure you're looking out for your people, making those attempts. And then if you are and they ain't reaching, okay, cool. At least
you can't switch up.
At least you can say,
I stayed
yeah,
solid.
Yeah.
But when you switch up and you go to the other side, man, we call them pancakes.
We still do.
One week you GD, the next week you BD, the next week. I say, which one are you?
Pancake.
I say you flip flop. Be who your name. What's your name? I mean, you killer. Stop. So what I'm saying is you got to know your identity. But a lot of times I can tell you, you notice a lot of these men don't talk about fathers.
No, they don't.
Who is your guidance? Who is your direction? I've learned to be consistent in who I am. People talk about you hug and love them, but I said that's who I am. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to do something to somebody. Why would I promote something that's going to be beneficial or hurt someone else's life?
Yeah.
Because they're looking up to me. And most people are followers.
Definitely.
So when it's like it's generational renters, most people are renters. So that means if people are always going to rent, people are always going to follow. Definitely. So the people who influence them, we got to influence them in the right way. So I get it. That's like I said, man, you talking about selling drugs and I don't do none of it. Think about it. I say, what? And the thing that NERE was just talking about this week, you peep it, about the song.
Right.
I said, why are we killing her? It's freedom of speech. The song is catchy and all that.
She knew I'm doing her job.
But she's telling the truth. To think about it. If a woman and her mother got caught scamming and put it on Facebook, they were more concerned about the attention of it than the consequence.
Yeah.
Are we tripping? I ain't never seen so many people killed on Facebook in my life.
Yeah.
Just live. Just like, hey, man, I'm on the block. I'm about to just get out. You get killed on live.
On live.
You should be trying to lay low. I've done dirt, but now I want attention.
Right.
So now attention has got me killed.
Attention is a drug.
What you say?
Attention is a drug.
Is a drug. And whatever you put your attention to will be your God. So if it's money, if it's women, I tell somebody, because one thing we don't talk about, the consequences of things.
Yeah, my father used to talk about that.
We talk about the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun for the man. I say for a season. When the consequence comes, then what? I worked at the clinic, and it's so funny. And I used to be a janitor, custodian. On Wednesdays, they would have where you get shots and tested for sexual diseases. It is so many pretty young girls and women I've seen. And when they see me mopping the floors, they would put their head down, and I'd be like, wow. Wow. If I never was a custodian and worked in the clinic, I never would have knew. It was like Wednesdays, Thursdays, the days you come get your shot and get fed. I said, look at this. I said, look at all the diseases that's getting passed. You had fun, but look what she gave you, or look what she has. But we don't talk about that because you know why? It's embarrassing to me to tell you.
Right.
I got something that I can't get rid of.
I was just going to say, she gave you the unreturnable. I had a friend, rest in peace. He kicked his king over. Somebody gave him the unreturnable. And you ain't know how to live with it.
And it's not to tell you that, because I tell somebody I didn't play craps plenty of night.
And it wasn't even, you know, it wasn't the ultimate package. It was a lower level package, but it's a package you could have lived with. The Houston, Texas.
But it got him in the mind.
Yeah, that super H, you know? I'm going to leave it there.
But just think about it. Just think about it. And I mean, I said a lot of stuff repetitive, but I said, man, John Gotti was enjoying a lot of things on the streets.
That was he got a great story.
But just think about it. When he got locked up in jail, he said, I take cancer and all your problems to get out the cell. Do you see being a man and all that bravado, but it got him to a place where he had to sit for 23 hours a day by himself?
Yeah.
Torture. So we don't talk about consequences enough. I tell somebody, what's your consequences of your... Talk about that. You're scaring some people straight. We used to have a show, Scared Straight.
Yeah.
I said, man, you look at that. I said, man, just imagine. They doing a show, but imagine going in with these grown men and you're a kid.
I had a homie. He's in law. So I got a wide network. I got a homie. Played with him in high school, in law enforcement. I'm watching Scared Straight.
Stop playing.
He on now. Not as an inmate.
No, a kid.
No.
He was a kid.
No.
What was he? What was he? He working
A
at?
correctional officer.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you be like,
You be like, wow. Yeah, no, definitely.
but listen, man. That's why I tell somebody, man. When we talked about it earlier, I tell people my mistakes. I don't need to give you all my highlights.
Right.
All my, oh, I did this. I did. No, man. I'm gonna tell you this. Don't do this. I've been divorced. Man, be careful. You sleep with a woman, your kids. I'm trying to, man. Don't. Hey, man. You can get killed for being in the wrong places that you know you shouldn't be. But you be like, oh, it's my hood. It's my store. It's my. Think before you do anything. If
Definitely.
it don't make sense, trust me. That's why I tell people, these kids driving fast. I say we should do the same thing. We go from 95th to River Oaks doing 100. I said, but the thing is, once you realize one mishap,
half a second,
a little rock, I said so. But I remember, if you remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood,
yeah,
he said, as adults, we forget what it is to be like a child.
Yeah.
I just tell people they have so many influences now. That's why when they run up on something nice and different, they remember. Like, hey man, keep your head up. Good kid. The more we get them, kill them with good things.
Yeah.
Even adults. Adults definitely, you can tell adults. But when you be like, how you doing? Good. They be like, we just talking about at the gas station. When you just like people not ready for just how you doing. You good, especially we black.
Yeah.
So they think we all mad and angry. How you doing? You good? Okay, all right. So man, people got issues, and I tell somebody, but we kill it with kindness.
Right.
And then people's ears get open. That's how many ears we got. We got 2 ears, 1 mouth. So we were built to listen.
Right.
So man, listen, man. Like I said, man, we not shooting shots. I just want y'all to understand that. But I do want you all to understand that. Listen, learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
Everything is not meant to go through, like my daddy say. Hard head, make a soft behind.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
If somebody telling you don't you do it, why would you go do it?
Right. Right.
Why do it? It's gonna cost you more than you're willing to pay. So I tell people the cost. I said, you pay the price, you be like, man, why? No, it's too late. Because there's consequences behind everything. Good things, good consequences. Bad things, bad consequences.
And what you learn is the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Yeah. And you talking about you in this.
And you get
ain't even got a cup or nothing, man.
Think about it. And you get squeezed and realize ain't nothing coming out.
Yeah.
Now you just like, what I got, I'm empty. So man, I've learned, that's why I try to help anybody, because people are just mad and angry. And we do a lot of things because you're not gonna cut your money off to stop what you're doing. That's why once you get in it, I always told this time, T.I. said his grandmama said he's supposed to be a preacher. Think about that. But after you get used to a lifestyle and doing what you do, you understand it's hard to go from one thing to another.
Right.
Because you like, man, I make money doing this or whatever. But your influence, how many people would change their lives just by what they say?
Exactly.
Think about it. That influence, like we was talking about, man, I rock with him. I said, but man, if we just tell them, hey man, it ain't all been sweet, you all. It's not. And our kids want accolades and attention and money.
That's all they want.
And our kids don't even drink no more. They say alcohol is going down because why? They're high. They're on drugs.
They graduated.
Our kids are the most highest drug using children.
They graduated. Yeah, man.
I said, man, they broke, but they don't smoke Reggie. How? And you don't have any money. How do you smoke this top quality weed every day?
Or just period. Just how you got all this designer?
How do you have an iPhone but you can't get a school uniform?
Right.
So it just
fees ain't paid
now, and that's why I was put in the right place, because I always tell people, how am I supposed to discipline children in a grammar school when who's supposed to dictate your life? Your parents.
Your parents.
No clean clothes, no food to eat. You're mad. So listen, man. But that's why I take all of us to help. We can't help everybody, but we can help one person at a time.
Right.
Each person we come in contact, let's leave a different taste in their mouth after they deal with us.
Right.
They can be like, man, I met a good person. It can change their life. Words change your life. Action. Somebody can one word can change your whole life. Like, man, you better than that. You be like, what? You be like, man, for real, I see it on you, fam. And then you start thinking about it. All I do is plant a seed, and you start thinking about that more than the negative. What you get. So,
That's that wisdom.
You pay for it.
Yeah.
It ain't free.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you all right.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
So look, I see the age. I know you said earlier that you didn't know you was on social media, but we found your page. How can we find you if we want to connect?
Oh, it's just Facebook, man. It's just Lawrence Lyons. I think what my son say, Lawrence Christopher Lyons, Facebook. I just post up daily stuff, man.
Lawrence Christopher Lyons.
Yeah, Facebook,
Instagram, all of that. And then on Instagram, you have a couple days out the week where you're doing special things.
Yeah, I do like I do Testimony Tuesday every other Tuesday. I do Wonderful White Wednesday, but I post up a word, a scripture, or a daily word that you can read just to encourage you, to keep you doing some positive.
Yeah.
So I always pray about, Lord, what to do, somebody just to help somebody, and it's amazing because I wrote notes in a book a while back just off stuff I read, and I post that, and people read that more than the stuff I put out the book.
Yeah.
Because people want to connect to something real.
Yeah, exactly.
We out of the stages of fake, and people are into reality,
exactly,
TV,
exactly.
And then they match it up with who's saying it.
Exactly.
So it has to match up.
Exactly.
So I just say, man, after you do things that's pure and genuine, it's prosperous, even if two people look at it, because you're helping somebody.
Exactly.
So if you're helping somebody, that's what you done.
I tell people about them social media numbers, man. They super inflated.
Yes.
Everything. You're not gonna get 1 million views. You're not gonna get all. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna get a lot of likes and people
exactly.
comment.
Especially real raw content like this. We ain't talking about booty shaking.
No, you talking about things of importance.
We're not degrading people.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about things of importance, things you can apply to your life. And sometimes, unfortunately, those are the things that get scrolled by. True. But you can't care about that.
Because what we doing? We're planting seeds.
Exactly.
Somebody will go back and scroll and look back. It could be years from now.
Exactly.
And they'll get it. It's like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
You can pull out information and get it, but as long as we're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm ahead. I feel like I'm talking about, man, look, not even on no horn tooting shit. I just feel like a lot of the stuff I put out, the content that I'm behind,
right,
the world ain't in front of.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Well, you blessed to do it. That's why God gave it to you to do.
It'll take a little while. It'll take a year or two.
It's all right. Listen.
And I'm here forever. My voice here forever.
And think about it. The results ain't up to us.
Exactly.
All we supposed to do it, and then we let the Lord take it and He runs with it and do whatever. But man, as long as you do what's in you, we good, man.
Plant the seed.
Come on, farmer.
Man. I done had a wonderful time meeting the dean.
My man.
I see why they call him the dean. I see the wisdom. I see the knowledge. I see the coolness because he got braids.
Oh, you know what it is.
Braided up on y'all ass, 51 years old.
Right, don't trip. Don't want to get old with these clothes.
Unc and granddaddy.
Right on.
But he got all the game to give.
It's free.
Yes, sir.
It's free.
Yes, sir. None but love,
my man. Appreciate you having me, man. My man.
That's what this is about.
All the time.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Trent the Truth Show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. Follow us on social media, Trent the Truth. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to be a guest, email me at TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Again, that's TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Thanks again. Tell your friends. Watch it together.